Sometimes we're hit with nostalgia for football from the 90s, 2000s and 2010s, for that atmosphere, those players and that spirit of the game. Back then, football was different, alive, daring and real. On YouTube, you can still find legendary matches from those years, as well as incredible Pepsi and Nike commercials featuring the best footballers on the planet. Accidentally catching one of those ads on TV felt like winning the jackpot. Their storylines could rival Hollywood movies, and the acting was worthy of an Oscar. Among those faces was the boy who from a young age was better than his peers. He made a name for himself very early and quickly won the hearts of fans all over the world. El Niño, Fernando Torres. Today, Football Elite will tell you about perhaps the first truly versatile Premier League striker who was ahead of his time. Fernando José Torres Sanz was born on March 20, 1984 in the small town of Fuenlabrada, near Madrid. He was the third child in the family of José and Flori Torres. His older siblings were brother Israel and sister Marie Paz. From the age of 4, Fernando never let go of a ball. His parents supported his passion and signed him up for his first team, Park 24. He started as a goalkeeper, just like his older brother, but by age of 7, he had already switched to being a forward. Torres himself said he felt in love with football thanks to the cartoon Oliver and Benji, the story of kids who became professionals. He was also inspired by the heroes of the anime Captain Tsubasa. At the age of 10, he joined the team Rayo 13, and already in 1995, after an impressive performance, he ended up at the Atlético Madrid academy. The choice of club was no accident, his grandfather had a hand in it. My grandfather was a very strange man when it came to football. He wasn't really interested in the game itself, but when it came to Atlético, he would light up. He was in love with that club. The training session took place on the outskirts of Madrid, in the Arcasitas district. From Fuenlabrada, it was very difficult to get there, so his father would sometimes take time off work to drive young Fernando to football practice. His mother also helped, but if his father drove him by car, then with his mother, he had to take a bus first and then a commuter train. Often his brother and sister would accompany him to training, so the whole family was literally involved in the footballer's success. In 1998, the player won the first title of his career with Atlético's youth team. The club participated in the Nike Cup Europe tournament, where the best teams on continent competed in the under-15 category. There, Fernando became one of the team's leader, helped them win, and was later recognized as the best player in Europe in this age group. When Torres turned 15, he signed his first professional contract. Fernando became a player for Atlético's reserve team. 2 years later, in 2001, he began appearing in the main squad. At that time, the club was struggling in the second division, fighting for promotion. In his first senior season, young Fernando faced disappointment. His Atlético missed out on promotion to Getafe only because of goal difference. This meant his debut in the country's top league was postponed for a year. In his first season in Spain's top division, Fernando scored 13 goals, and already in the 2003-2004 season, he was recognized as the team's top scorer. That same year, he was appointed team captain, even though he had just turned 19. Despite his impressive physical attributes, Torres still had boyish facial features. Perhaps that's why he received the nickname El Niño, which means the kid. Even at a young age, this guy was producing very grown-up result. He became a true goal machine for both Atlético and the Spain national team. Goal instinct, excellent physical condition, speed, two-footed shooting and strong aerial play. Things were going well for him and Atlético. Debut in the national team, love and respect from the fans and the trust of the coach. But one thing was missing: sporting achievement. The club was stuck in the mid-table, with no changes in qualifying even for the UEFA Cup, let alone the Champions League. In 174 games for the Madrid club, Fernando scored 75 goals. So it's no surprise that the best clubs in Europe were chasing Spain's young star. For a while, he remained loyal to Los Colchoneros. Back in July 2003, Atletico rejected a £28 million offer from Roman Abramovich's Chelsea. Rumors of another bid from the Londoners resurfaced in 2005 after Torres and Atletico played in the Intertoto Cup. However, club president Enrique Cerezo stated that there was no chance of the deal going through. In January 2006, Cerezo said the club would consider an offer for the player, and Torres revealed that another Premier League club, Newcastle, had approached him with a contract offer. In 2007, Torres received an offer from English club Liverpool, which was managed by his compatriot Rafael Benitez. My phone rang 3 times, and 3 times I didn't answer. Curiosity got better of me, so I called back, but at first time no one picked up. I joked to my girlfriend, it's probably Benitez wanted to sign me. I had no idea I hit the nail on the head. We spoke briefly, and I was overly reserved. Good thing he didn't hang up on me. I was frantically wondering if it really was Benitez. I had never heard his voice before. I ever thought one of my friends was pranking me, like what happened to Jose Antonio Reyes, when someone from a radio station called him pretending to be Real Madrid's vice president, and he said yes to Real Madrid transfer. The player had long been looking for change, and although the decision was not easy, he left his homeland with anticipation and moved to England. El Niño was charmed by Benitez as a coach, thanks to his success with Valencia. At first, Cesaro also denied receiving any offers from Liverpool or any other English club, but the transfer eventually went through. Torres cut short his vacation for the deal, and Atletico signed Diego Forlan from Villarreal as his replacement. At Anfield, he was handed the iconic number 9 jersey, worn before by Ian Rush and Robbie Fowler. Kenny Dalglish immediately took him under his wing. Dalglish told me, "We're the ones who make people's dreams come true. The fans can't be on the pitch, so their dreams come through us. There is nothing better than talking to someone the fans consider Liverpool's greatest player ever. Kenny and I are at opposite ends of the journey. He's the greatest and I'm just starting, but he made sure I never felt awkward or uneasy." In his very first season at Liverpool, Torres scored 24 league goals, breaking the record for the most goal scorer by a foreign debutant in the Premier League. In total, he netted 33 goals in 40 matches. During his time on Merseyside, he smashed many records and achieved numerous milestones. He became the first Liverpool player in over 60 years to score hat-tricks in 2 consecutive home games against Middlesbrough and West Ham. He also broke Roger Hunt's club record by scoring in 8 consecutive matches at Anfield. His goal against Manchester City in autumn 2008 marked the 1000th goal scored by Premier League clubs. That same year, Liverpool faced Atlético in Champions League, but Torres injured his hamstring playing for Spain. Atlético's president still invited him to that match, but Torres declined to focus on his recovery. In 2008 and 2009, he was named among FIFA's best players in the world. The arrival of such a lethal striker gave Reds fans hope. They began dreaming bigger. But Liverpool's peak during Torres' time was second place in the 2008 and 2009 season. His first 2 years at the club were hugely successful, but then came a dip, mostly due to injuries, though Torres always tried to stay useful to his team. For example, in the 2009-2010 season, he played just 22 league matches, but scored 18 goals, elite efficiency. By 2009, after just 1.5 seasons with Liverpool, Torres was ranked number 50 in the Times list of the 50 greatest Liverpool players. That same season, El Niño played through painkillers in the Champions League quarterfinals playoffs against Real Madrid and helped kick off a 4-0 thrashing. 4 days later, he was on the pitch at Old Trafford and Liverpool hammered United 4-1. That's when Liverpool fans' love for Torres truly exploded. After scoring at Old Trafford, he held up 5 fingers to United fans, symbolizing Liverpool's 5 European Cup titles. That celebration became iconic, still regularly mimicked by current and former Liverpool players. At the end of 2009, Torres scored against Aston Villa, becoming the fastest Liverpool player to reach 50 Premier League goals. It was during his Liverpool years that Fernando married Olala Dominguez. They wed in 2009, though they had known each other since childhood. Together they have 3 children, daughters Nora and Elsa and son Leo. Fernando rarely shared family photos on social media, but Olala often posts pictures with their kids and husband. Also, in 2009, the striker published his autobiography, Torres El Niño, My Story. In January 2011, Liverpool sold Fernando Torres to Chelsea for £58.5 million, the most expensive transfer in English football at that time. Initially, Liverpool rejected a £40 million offer from the London club, but Torres himself requested the move, and new manager Roy Hodgson couldn't block it.
Están de paso en el proceso de venta del club, a las que no les importa absolutamente nada el Liverpool, ni ninguno de los jugadores personalmente, que el club está destruido internamente.
At Chelsea, El Niño was handed a hefty wage, £175,000 per week. Liverpool fans immediately cursed him, and his career at Stamford Bridge, to put it mildly, didn't take off. In the remainder of the season, the Spaniard scored just 1 goal in 8 appearances. Headlines shouted, a £60 million goal. Every mistake and misstep was magnified by the media, causing Torres to endure ridicule and criticism. No goals? That's a problem for the newspapers, not to me, Torres said. Though feeling the pressure, he remained strong. Even during his Liverpool days, he spoke thoughtfully about his goal-scoring talent. I'm not focused on how many goals I score, because I steal nobody in the Premier League. My goal is to win titles. As often happens with truly smart and talented people, they take their gifts paradoxically simply. What many would kill for is just the result of ordinary, diligent, unremarkable work on themselves. Like, nothing complicated, anyone could do it, if they weren't lazy. Fernando Torres had a more or less successful season in 2012-2013. When El Niño became Chelsea top scorer with 22 goals, including a crucial one in the winning Europa League final against Benfica. During his time at Chelsea, he also won the FA Cup and UEFA Champions League. Though Torres' contribution to the Champions League victory was modest, one of the season highlights for Chelsea was his goal in the semi-final against Barcelona, a strike that definitely crushed the Catalan giants. For Fernando, a product of Atlético Madrid, that moment must have felt especially sweet. Remarkably, after the Benfica triumph, Torres held the rare distinction of simultaneously possessing the biggest team titles: Europa League, Champions League, World Cup and European Championship. In 2014, Torres was loaned to AC Milan, where he scored just 1 goal in 10 appearances. Then in January 2015, he returned to his boyhood club Atlético Madrid. His presentation at Vicente Calderón Stadium on January 4th drew a crowd of 45,000 fans. Just a week after his comeback, he scored a brace against Real Madrid, but that spark was short-lived. He signed a full contract with Atletico and became a regular starter and a mentor to the younger players. However, his scoring rate declined year by year, and upon the end of his contract, he announced he wouldn't continue with the Colchoneros. Torres didn't disclose his next club, but made it clear he wouldn't play for any other Spanish team. Later, news emerged that Torres had resumed his career in Japan with Sagan Tosu. In January 2019, El Niño officially announced his retirement from professional football. His final official match was tough, 1-6 loss against Vissel Kobe. where legends Andres Iniesta and David Villa were playing. Torres also shone brightly with the Spanish national team. Twice European Championship and once World Cup winner, and not only at the senior level. In 2001, it was El Niño's goal in the Under-16 European Championship final that secured victory for Spain, earning him the tournament's Best Player award. In 2002, he again scored the winning goal in the Under-19 European Championship final. A year after, debuting for the senior national team, he went to Euro 2004, which was disappointing for Spain. Nevertheless, Torres played all 3 matches and, alongside David Villa, formed a formidable striking partnership for years to come. Torres scored the winning goal in the Euro 2008 final against Germany. He ended his international career in 2014 after a disappointing World Cup for Spain, scoring in his farewell match against Australia. In total, El Niño earned 110 caps for La Roja and scored 38 goals, the third highest tally in the history of the Spanish national team. After retiring, Torres didn't disappear from football. Instead, he tried his hand at coaching. In summer 2021, he took charge of Atlético Madrid's youth team, Juvenil Under-19. Under his leadership, the team reached the semi-finals of the UEFA Youth Team. Around that time, photos of noticeably muscular former footballer went viral online, sparking jokes that with such a coach, losing would be scary. In June 2024, Fernando got promoted to manage Atlético Madrid B, but lost his debut match 0-1. He continues working with the team. In February 2025, reports surfaced that Deportivo La Coruna show interest in hiring Torres as their coach. However, he declined, explaining that he hopes to one day manage his beloved Atletico. He is considered the leading candidate to succeed Diego Simeone as the Colchoneros coach. In 2011, a stadium was built in Torres' hometown of Fuenlabrada in his honor, a testament to the impact he made on football and people around him. Let's be honest, his game influenced us too, those who were lucky enough to witness him in action. Unfortunately, injuries prevented Torres from winning even more team and individual trophies, though he still claimed plenty. He gave his all to football, and football rewarded him with titles and the genuine admiration of fans.